The Bay Area Realtors volunteer in our community to senior homeowners doing physical work. Why do they do it? Hear about the Realtor Service Volunteer Program from our two guests.
Welcome to The Better Part, a program that encompasses a diverse spectrum of topics important to our community, which we hope will both inform and entertain you. We invite you to sit back and enjoy the program.
Welcome to The Better Part. I'm Suzanne Barnett, your host, and I am so pleased to introduce Eileen Georgie and David Barco. I'm so glad you're here, and the fact is, you know who you are. You are realtors with the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors. You're members and realtors. Okay, David, let's start with you. What is RSVP?
Succinctly, RSVP is the Realtor Service Volunteer Program. And it sort of is what it says. The realtors getting together in service and volunteering to help members of their community. And that's what we do, seniors and homebound people.
And where did it start? Tell us a bit about the background, please.
Well, it started on a whim, I think, back in 2001, as a challenge to our associate members to find an idea or discover an idea within their communities to do something for the community that was voluntary, that didn't cost money particularly, and that was a service that had benefit. And we challenged 5 different districts. They had 5 different ideas. We selected this idea, came out of our Palo Alto and Menlo Park districts, and went forward at that point in time.
So, Miss Eileen,
Yes.
we're going to ask you, what are some of the things that the realtors do for these seniors?
So when we go into the homes, we flip mattresses, we do some yard work, we clean gutters, we do a lot of windows. We do light housekeeping, we move things for them. Pretty much they can request what they'd like, and if we can accommodate that, we do that for them.
Let me ask you both, how do you choose these seniors?
Eileen?
Well, we have applications that are sent out. We do press releases, and it's promoted throughout the senior communities through different churches and organizations. And so they fill out a form and they send it back to us, and then we go ahead and we have a team that goes out and does an assessment of what they would need: furnace filters, batteries for smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and things like that.
It's a challenge each year because I think that typically you'd find seniors affiliated with senior centers or groups like that, but many of those seniors aren't really needy in terms of the kinds of things that we try to do. So we all, I think Eileen said it, we go to churches, we go to other kinds of community groups, Meals on Wheels, and ask for help in identifying people who have real need or who are homebound and no longer can do the things around the house that they could once before.
Eileen, let's take a look at some of the video of what we're just talking about, of the seniors in their homes.
So my list starts the day after they leave, and I look forward to the next year with great, expectations.
It's so awfully nice because they all come in like a family, and they're very friendly, and they're so willing to help me, and so I'm really pleased because I'm getting things done that I ordinarily wouldn't get done because I'm handicapped.
They are wonderful people. They are so well organized. They come prepared. They know what they're doing, and they will do anything to try and help you. And I want everybody to know that the realtors don't just sell homes. They do a lot of other things that I think most people aren't aware of. And I'm very fortunate to have been the beneficiary of what they are doing for me and many, many others, I'm sure.
I've had some wonderful helpers in my home today. They've been helping wash windows. You can't see them, but I can. And they look bright and clear, and they turned the mattress over in my bed, which hadn't been done since the last time they were here. And they increased the height of my sofa so I can do my exercises on it better. And they put in some fire alarms with new batteries, and they put in a new filter in my furnace. So I'm really feeling like a lot was done, and they've all had smiles on their faces too while they did their work. So I really appreciate this. The group, the RSVP group, and they've come to my home. I think this is the 4th year. And they've just been wonderful helpers and very cheerful, and they get things done a lot faster than I can.
That video is just so interesting. It's so fantastic. Could you also explain, because I didn't know about this, that when a person volunteers, it sounded like they do it for a whole week, but that's not true. Like if I was a realtor and I was a member of the Silicon Valley Association, how often would I do this?
This is the beauty of the program, because realtors, as most professionals, are very busy. They don't seem to have time and that sort of thing. So we allow them to select one day, one morning, a few hours, whatever suits their needs. And they join up with a small team of people and then go out and do some work, one house or 2 homes or maybe even 3 homes, and then that's it for them. And then the afternoon we celebrate.
How do you celebrate?
We generally get together at a restaurant and have some beverages of choice and a little bite to eat, so it's fun.
And everybody's wearing their RSVP t-shirt, their work t-shirt from the day, and it's just a nice way to wrap it up with your fellow workers.
I just think what you do is so fantastic. I really do. And I understand you, David, were the founder. Yes.
So to speak, yes. I put together the challenge. I guess that's as much as can be said, and asked the different districts to come up with their ideas. And then we stole this idea from our friends in Palo Alto and Menlo Park in 2001 and adopted it very quickly, and it went forward and we've been doing it ever since.
And you have the figures, don't you, as
to
yes. how this organization has grown?
It has definitely grown. We represent the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors, but the program has now expanded to San Mateo County Association of Realtors, Santa Clara County Association, and Santa Cruz County Association of Realtors. We've done over 4,000 homes for seniors and homebound.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the state?
Good challenge question. We would be happy. I think that from a real estate standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. We have 150,000 realtors throughout California, and that if we got at least some portion of them organized on this kind of a program, what a marvelous thing we'd be doing for our communities.
Oh, it would. Well, how can you, enhance this? How can you get the rest of the state to do it?
Like everything else, it just takes time. And we're making inroads. As I mentioned, we have expanded from our own association to 3 other associations, and gradually it will expand throughout the state. We do have interest by our state association. I think it's a coordination problem ultimately, but we'll manage at some point.
Tell Eileen, what are the benefits to the seniors and the neighborhoods?
Well, by going in and doing these little chores for the seniors, it just allows them to stay in their homes a little bit longer. It enhances the neighborhood if they have overgrown shrubs and trees, and little minor maintenance that needs to be done, we can go ahead and take care of that for them. And it's just, many of them are not able to get out by themselves, for example, to get furnace filters, and they can't reach batteries and light bulb changes and things like that. So we're able to come in as a team. Usually there's anywhere between 3 and 5 of us per home, and someone sits and chats with the senior, and the rest go ahead and do the work. So it just allows them a little bit of company for a couple of hours in a day that they choose, and time that works for them, and we just get some of the little basic maintenance done.
And you know, they do big subjects on seniors and depression and loneliness. So this, I would think, would have a huge effect. I mean, not just the doing, you know, the mundane things, which are not mundane, but compared to having someone in their home and really having association with them, right?
We have many seniors that sign up year after year. They actually call the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors, making sure they didn't miss the deadline to put in their application, because they look forward to us coming, not only for the chores, but also for the fact they do have a little bit of company.
Right. And the fact that we're all living longer, or at least it seems that way, right? No. And we talked about how the volunteer program has progressed. Is there any more information on that?
I don't know that I understand quite where you're going with that, but I think that the concept of our program is to keep it simple, and that's the beauty of it as well. I mean, this is a niche that, for unknown reasons, nobody else seems to be fitting. The part of the genesis of this is we all, as realtors, were participating in Habitat for Humanity, a program at that time called Christmas in April, different kinds of major programs with major overhauls to homes, but they weren't touching, the person, lots of the community. Yeah. So it's the idea that we have is simply to get more involved with more people in each of our small communities. That's where we want to go.
And so this is, I think, quite a personal question. Why is
Eileen will answer that.
Okay, Eileen. Why is it important for you personally to volunteer? What does it do for you?
I think it's important to give back. We all have been beneficiaries of certain things in our lives, and when you get to be an elder, you're not able to do certain things. There's a loss of independence, sometimes a feeling of fright, and it's just nice to know that somebody is out there willing to step forward, do a few things for you, accommodate you in whatever way we can, and work that into the program. And so we've actually adjusted what we do for seniors on the different requests that we've received over the years. So every year we revamp what it is that we offer out. And a lot of that depends on what the seniors are requesting that we do for them. So,
but how does it make you feel?
Well, it feels great because you're giving it's just a simple little task for us. It takes a moment of our time, and to them it's monumental, and their gratitude is just phenomenal. They send letters afterwards and write how grateful they are that we've come and we've done these little simple tasks for them that they used to be able to do, they can't do anymore, and it makes you feel good. This is something that comes from the inside when you do this job.
Exactly. Dave, how does it feel for you when you volunteer?
Well, I think that Eileen said almost everything, but you have to say that I get more out of it than any senior could possibly get out of it.
Really?
And it goes beyond. All of us, no matter what we do in life, I think want to help others in some fashion, and there's a lot of work, as Eileen can attest to, putting this program together. But it's the first 5 minutes that you're with your first house and senior that you realize it's all worthwhile. I mean, you know that you can see in their eyes, and sometimes there are tears in their eyes, how happy they are that you're even visiting, right, let alone doing a little work around their home. And you almost feel selfish that you're getting so much pleasure out of doing this. But that's what it is. I mean, you really understand and know that you're helping somebody else. So.
Would you tell a story?
Oh yes.
Okay, go ahead.
so many stories, and Eileen and I both have reminisced about a few of them over the years. But one story that always comes to my mind, and it involves 4 men on one of our teams that went out to visit one of our dear, sweet seniors, Eve. And Eve lives by herself in a small, very neat home, cluttered with more knickknacks than God ever has created to give to any one person. And so the 4 of us went to the home, knocked on the door. One of us, the members, was a big football player, 6'4". He couldn't walk in the home. Literally, moving his shoulders caused things to move in the house and topple. So, among other things, though, Eve, sweet lady, wanted us to clean her lace curtains. Her lace curtains are things that most of us men had not had any exposure to in terms of cleaning. So we proceeded to put them in the washing machine. They came out in a giant ball, and once we untangled the ball, we thought, okay, well, that's good news. We could not determine which lace curtain went on which window, and of course that there were more than one lace panel for each lace window, sometimes 6, sometimes 8, and we probably had 14 or 15 windows in the home to do. Well, it took us hours, and we finally got it all together, and we looked at it proudly. And Eve came over and said, David, I'm sorry, that's not right. They're inside out. We had to go back and do the whole thing over again. Another 2 hours of work. So Eve's a sweetheart.
That's a good story. We have another video about what the volunteers are going to talk about their experience. So I would really like to see that.
Terrific.
Great.
Hi, my name is David Kim, and this is Suzanne O'Brien. We're with RSVP, run by Silvar, and the program's been around for about 12 years. We've been doing it for probably 9-10 years or so.
We've been actively participating.
Actively participating for 9 or 10 years, and we've been managing it for last 4 years. We serve about 40 seniors in Los Altos and Mountain View District, and we have about typically 80 to 100 participants, Realtor participants every year as well. Anything else that you want to add about the experience?
It's just very rewarding. It's amazing the number of seniors that when you call or they haven't sent in their applications and you reach out to them, how appreciative they are of the service. And they do recognize that this is a volunteer effort, and they really appreciate the outreach to their community within our, Mountain View and Los Altos areas. They look forward to it every year. Not everyone needs it as much as the others, but when you are able to reach out to that one that can really use it, it makes all the difference in the world.
I'm Sue Bose, and I'm the chair of the Cupertino Sunnyvale Realtor Service Volunteer Program. I've been doing this for about 7 years, and I love doing this because it helps the seniors and the disabled people that most often don't have anyone else to come in and help them out. So I think this is a very worthwhile program under the guidance of Silvar. We do it every year. We meet all these seniors that look for just a smiling face and a helping hand and not a handout. So I hope this program continues for many years to come.
Isn't that wonderful? You do see the rewards that come out of this. And I think that being a senior living alone, which I have done, and I'm not about to do it anymore, it would be so important. It would have been so important to me, really, to have known about your program. I don't know why I didn't know. But anyway, Eileen, could you tell us one of your stories?
Well, I was doing cleaning windows at a house with several other people, and it was someone who was probably categorized as a hoarder who had extreme clutter in the home, and I don't think the windows had been washed in quite a number of years. And she followed me around through every window that I washed to make sure I was doing it properly and I got all the dirt off. And when I got to the little kitchen window, she pointed out where I had missed a spot. So I just did it over until she was
How
happy.
did you feel about that?
You know, it is her home, and she has a way she wants it done, even if it hadn't been done for a number of years. And you're there to serve and help the seniors, so that was fine. I just got more paper towel and took care of it till her satisfaction.
You two are, I would put in the category of angels. Dave, will you tell us another story? I love to hear stories.
Well, I can.
Yeah, I bet.
This is an interesting story, and I am saddened a bit by telling it because the poor woman who I had this encounter with just passed away this spring, right in the middle of our program. In fact, we were calling her home to confirm a reservation that we had made with her to come out and help around the house. And she didn't answer the phone. Her daughter answered the phone and listened attentively and said, I wish you could come over. Would you mind coming another time? And we said, well, we're happy to do that, but tell us where is the woman of the house? And she said she passed away this morning. And it was really sad. But this woman gave me a very tough time. Character. We went to clean her home. She was, as Eileen suggested, some people can be hoarders, and she collected things in her garage that were floor to ceiling, all mounted on paper towels and then actual towels from the bath area or something throughout the garage, then on tables with the same paper towels, newspapers, other towels, so on and so forth. And what she wanted me to do was to go through and find expiration dates on each item in the garage, which was a labor of love, I might add. But we did this, and as we were piecing it all back together, some of the newspapers were shredded. I mean, they're just falling apart. They were wet or mildewy, who knows what. But we couldn't get them back together. And she came out and it was in tears and just said, "Get that man out of my garage. He's ruining my home. He doesn't love me." And I go, "Well, it's not that at all. I just couldn't put back quite the way you wanted it to be put back." And so we calmed her down, and I left, do something else around the house, and we did put everything back as she wanted it. But you just have to be accommodating to where they're coming from.
So you automatically learn patience. How do you know what that particular senior wants you to do?
Actually, that's an excellent question, because part of what we do is, even though it seems simple and easy, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So finding the senior, having the senior fill out their application, and in the application itself, they will list a few things that they wish to have us do and any special items. Then we have what we call a previewing team, actually usually one or two people really, but to go out to the home and then go through the list that's been created for us and then make observations about other things in the home that we can also do.
I see.
Yeah.
So you do go to the home
In advance.
In advance.
That way we're prepared, so if they have a certain type of furnace filter they want, we can get that. We see how many smoke detectors they have, then we go and get the batteries for those. If they have specific light bulbs, if we need pruning shears, a ladder, a hose, all the different types of equipment they may not have available for us to use while we're there, we bring our own. So we go ahead and do an evaluation ahead of time so we're prepared. So by the time the team goes out there, they have everything in tow and they're ready to go with them. And then we leave them one of our gift bags, and that way they have a little tote bag, and inside of it is sometimes a night-light, little vials of life we leave. We've left toothbrushes and toothpaste and just little amenities for them.
I am so honored to have been able to interview you both.
It's a pleasure.
This is such a wonderful, wonderful cause, really.
Thank you.
I just can't get over this. But in my opinion, you absolutely need to advertise this for the rest of the state and the states, right?
We'll hire you as our PR person.
Oh, please. I think we have time for one more story, short story.
Well, yes, surely. And it kind of goes along again with, Eileen reminded me of this woman that we went to visit, had been widowed, I think, 3 or 4 years by that time. her home was it was enshrouded with shrubbery and everything. She had not moved one thing in the home since her husband passed away, and we then completely cleaned up everything, cleared all the shrubbery, cleared the roof, washed the windows. It sparkled, and she wanted to have her picture taken with our group, and we did, so it was nice.
Okay, now how many years have you been doing this, Dave?
Forever.
Forever.
Since the beginning. I moved 2001 every year.
2001.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to go to heaven.
I hope, but I don't know.
Eileen, how many years for you?
I've been doing this for 6 years.
6 years. Yeah. Do you look forward to it, or, I mean, truly, it sounds so difficult, really?
It's the highlight of my year. I don't know.
Is it really?
It absolutely is. We start working in November with our meetings, and it culminates in May when it happens for the week. And it's always a pleasure to have it come together. It's wonderful. It's always looked forward to by seniors and by the Realtor volunteers. If there's any seniors that want to be a part of this program and have us come and help them next year in March, they can contact the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors, and they can get an application sent to them.
Great.
That says it all.
Dave.
Thank you.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay, okay. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for watching The Better Part. We'll see you next week.